Can we go ahead and stop the NIL and transfer portal talk and how bad it is for college sports? Due to NIL and transfer portal, LSU was able to foot one of the most expensive transfer hauls and patch up a ready-made team to compete against a Clemson team that had miles of experience playing together. Yeah, some might say, well, the rich get richer and all of that, but for one, this is America, where capitalism is at its all-time high. And two, the system is in place. And with some refinement, we'll be fine men and women of the SEC. See, Tommy Castellanos might not have found his home in Florida State and led this team to doing the unthinkable, taking down Big Bama and pushing the Noles back to relevance in less than a year. Is 2025 shaping up to be another 2007, or are we overreacting? Is this the year chaos rules college football? This is iHeartSEC.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Toughness of the SEC. And it's a clash with character and quality people as well as talent.
Those guys have so much pride.
I have to be better in every aspect of my game.
This is iHeartSEC
with Joe Bombo.
We need more dogs.
iHeartSEC, I'm your host, Joe Bombo. Make sure you follow on all socials at Bombo ENT Group. That's Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X, YouTube, TikTok, content producing, and we're trying to reach more and more audience. Make sure y'all comment and hit the like button. For years, there's been complaints and groans about Bama couldn't be beat. Georgia is always in the championship. They're able to stockpile talent. But here we are. They say NIL sent Saban into retirement. You get devoured. That's parity. Now you hear Kirby Smart grumbling about paying freshmen more than seniors. The balance of power is reaching its peak. Look at the impact it had on college basketball. Created one of the best tournaments we've seen in years. Why would we be fooled to think it can't happen to football? Alabama will not be the first. See, when you get transfers involved, you get experience. And with experience comes growth, which produces character. Grown men, in a sense. See, that's not made by stars. That comes from putting in time, which means a lot more. Which means you gotta dig for the dirt and being honest. Not to be rhymey, but you gotta grind for the shine. And when I say that, I mean it takes time. And not everything's produced within the 5-star method. Some people learn the game and grow into the best players. Like SMU safety, Isaiah Nkwobia. He grinded it out years, getting better, because the NIL was able to provide for his mother so he could focus on being the best version of himself on the field. That stability, which led to him playing college football today and now slotted as a first or second rounder. That's versus feeling the pressure and feeling like you need to jump on the first buzz train and end up possibly falling to like a 5th round spot. These were his words, not mine. Then you have those that like to complain and say the 12-team playoff. To them I ask, without the 12-team playoff, would we get Cam Scatterboo? Would he be a story as he dominated the postseason? Oh, what a time to be alive, I gotta say. Because we might just be upon one of the most intriguing, the most exciting, the most volatile college football seasons ever. Could this be the sequel to 2007 when giants fell and chaos rain on college football. This is iHeartSEC. Please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it. Start, cut, bench. Each week I'll take 3 SEC matchups and break them down. The ones that can't be missed, the prime time starts, the ones that's the solid bench game you put on your second screen and keep your eye on when the other one's on commercial. And of course, one's got to go. The game that we more likely might forget about, or we're going to fall asleep while we're watching the highlights more than likely. Let's get to it. The game I'm starting is no other than, of course, Oklahoma versus Michigan. See, there's a slew full of questions I have regarding this Oklahoma team. We addressed one on Tuesday. What I want and expect to see is a lot of Ott. If I leave this game and Jaden Ott has not had over 10 or 15 touches, I'm going to wonder what is really going on with this Oklahoma offense this upcoming year. It's all good and dandy if they're going to try to be Johnny Gunslinger this year. Seeing they threw the ball 37 times versus an Illinois State team, if you want to make this Michigan's game a shootout, we will find opportunities to take advantage of that. I guarantee you that. But if this team wants to compete and make a run into the SEC, Jaden Ott, Javonte Barnes, your leading rusher from last year, I'm going to need to see a good bit more of them. Because I'm not sure if there's enough weapons on the outside to play consistently that other style of Big 12 football. For Venables, this isn't a win he wants. This is a win he needs. Let's get straight to business. Cut game of the week. If I can't go on a FanDuel and find props of your game, touchdown scores, you, sir, are playing a trash can. If the books feel that you have so much value on your side that they don't want to expose themselves like that, like Central Arkansas versus Mizzou, why the hell should I tune in and watch? Well, we'll actually know something about Mizzou this upcoming week as they play Kansas. That should be a fun game. Then you have Arkansas playing another trash can. Though we appreciate you spreading the wealth within Arkansas State, we don't care. Carry on. Bench game. It could be Kansas and Missouri, which we just talked about. Hell, could be Hell State versus Arizona State. But this is the SEC. And conference games, they just mean a bit more. Give me Kentucky. Give me Ole Miss. Give me that 10.5 point spread. Because we have two teams that look not that impressive last weekend. And I feel both of these two teams are headed in separate directions. So, who will stay the course? Who's about to be rerouted? Which direction do I have these teams going? If you paid any attention in the last couple weeks, you know. The most viewed week 1 college football game in history. I like to put a bow on Texas and Ohio State matchup. This is iHeartSEC.
God, does make you miss Nick Saban, doesn't it?
Texas has struggled finishing drives, and this could be a personnel issue. Because when I say the offensive line is getting leaned on, I'm referring particularly to the red zone when the field gets smaller. When plays need to be made with precision. And when you say things like plays need to be made with precision, we tend to lean towards that being a player-driven thing. And I'm beginning to believe that might not be. And it just might be a systemic flaw. See, I have an efficiency report, and it screams that Texas moves the ball between the 20s, but fails to finish. Does that sound familiar from last year? 0 points on 6 possessions before they finally broke through with an explosive play. Ohio State was the epitome of bend but don't break. The thing is, in order to break, stars have to break out and make big plays. Because my belief is long drives are great and it wears the defenses down. But understand, the more plays you run per drive, the more that turnover opportunity presents itself. And it takes a cool-headed, experienced leader at quarterback to drive the ball down the field constantly and not be subjected to that fatal flaw. So, Steve Sarkisian has a challenge ahead of him. This offense needs more explosive plays. That's where we get back to the wide receiver room. And who will stand out as the alpha? The guy that you can get the ball to and it gets you what you need on a consistent basis. The runner after the catch. The go-to play that gets the ball in your playmaker's hands. That's what we should expect from a veteran coach. Not being out-coached schematically by Matt Patricia. 10 drives, 1 touchdown, 4 punts, 4 turnover on downs, 1 interception. Had less than 1 point per drive. Red zone trips, there were 2. 0 points were scored. Both turnover on downs. He ran a sneak with Arch Manning, for God's sakes. Where's the creativity in that? Explosiveness during this game was non-existent. Just 3 passes of 28 plus yards. But otherwise, very inconsistent moving the football. Failed on every 4th down attempt. It's like an extensive 4th down play call sheet didn't exist for this team, especially when it came to 4th and short. This Texas offense cannot have been more ineffective on Saturday. 0 red zone conversions. Passing rhythm was largely inconsistent outside of those 2 big plays, which I say came in garbage time, especially the touchdown. So if we like to say that the passing game progressed in the latter half of the game, I'd say you're cooking the books. Overall, this loss could have a lot to do with the offense, and you can give a lot of blame to them. Rather, it was play calling or execution. There were missed opportunities. You know, those rumble strips that we all might hit on the highway on the occasion? Well, the Rari just seeing how those feel. But here's the silver lining. You got a beautiful Texas-style 6-lane highway up ahead of you with Cupcake University, San Jose State, and Sam Houston State. We are going to need to see a flawless performance over the next several weeks. Because when the Hogs go down to Florida, we'll know exactly who they are then. Keep your eyes out and locked on this channel because the SEC never sleeps and neither do we. As always, hit the follow. While you're at it, tap the subscribe button and keep the conversation going on social media at Bombo ENT Group. I'm your host, Joe Bombo. This is iHeartSEC. Until next time, my friends.
There will be no other place to be. They came out later in the SEC. There's no better place to be. iHeartSEC. That's the best I could be.